Hello and welcome back to Germany for the second time in Season 8 of the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. We are back in this country, not at the Hockenheimring, which already hosted round 1, but at the Lausitzring. Maybe the closest that UMRL will ever get to an oval race. The mid-season break is over and we are back to resume the fight for the championship. We watch Laguno push on through the mid-sector, going towards the flat, almost flat turn 9. And then we could potentially line up a move in the hairpin in turn 10, but we are just pushing flat out on this qualifying lap. Laguno out of the last corner, and he's back in the championship lead for S25M Williams Racing. This is not the correct livery, of course. Nikhil recorded, and that's the original game liveries. But a big shout outs for him to jump in and prevent some, likely technical issues. Again, a huge effort by him to stream the race, host the lobby, and also record this. So I'm commentating on this afterwards. But yeah, of course, Laguno in the S25M Williams now properly back in the fight for the championship against Justin, and he has taken the lead of the championship by a single point after the Brazilian Grand Prix at Curvelo. Now it is Senna at the front of the field in the Trivia Racing team. The red Ferrari today suits it pretty nicely, and this is Justin. Now Nitro goes on to provisional pole position, 34.13. I think the 33 times are extraordinary, so these times are already very good. Let's see if we're going to see 33 times at all. On Nitro, now on pole position, trying to become the driver with the single most this season. He is tied for that right now with Justin, who is only in 13th right now, 34.7. Doesn't look like he's already got a clean lap in with just 1 minute left on the clock. We have Tyne in third place. He is still in P7 in the championship, but only finished P9 twice in the last 2 rounds. And Ludwig in P4. We saw him with Majumdar at the front of qualifying in the first few minutes, but then he fell down. Seems like it might be the case again, and Majumdar is not there at all. Ivanova still trying to recover. The team from Krustnet, who is completely inactive right now on the server, and we are not sure when he's going to return. And Ivanova, that project is going to come to a close after just 2 seasons, which, of course, the first of which has already been very successful. And now it's going to be Sipex, team from Mr. Albano, which is already in AMRL and many other leagues, I believe, on PC as well, is going to take over the spot. It's been quite a backmarker, but he might just put in a lot of effort in the top league now. Many drivers coming across the line to improve. 34.17 now from Justin, joining Laguno at the front of the field. Laguno on the second row now, together with Senna, who's now down to 4th. With Peru also setting the same time. Tyne going across the run is not gonna across the grass is not gonna get a clean run anymore. Same for Laguno. Peru drive behind him, his teammate still pushing on, but that was not a good lap from him at all either. So it's Tyne in 6th place. Joras, we see him cross the line there, making his debut. The UMRL champion, and also I think a contender in AMRL now, has won a few races or just won his first race. For one time, he's a main driver of theirs. And Spyro joining him on the 5th row of the grid. He has had a very nice debut at Brazil, already qualified in P5 there. And we are also going to see Kozil for the first time, whose time I missed now at the end. He jumps to 4th place, ahead of Laguno. Incredible effort by him in the Hurricane Racing team. Team that's not scoring any points since Laguno and Sigma Bob found other seats to compete in. So no one could beat the time from Nitro. 3 poles for him in 6 races. Justin joining him on the front row, and with Ludwig and Kozil in 3rd and 4th. Ludwig also fantastic time. He needs a good result. But yeah, it's an entire row between Justin and Laguno. Senna in P6, Paradrive, Tyne, Piggy, and Joras the top 10. So it's Spyro in 11th place, Toaster 12th for Minardi, he is also contributing to Minardi's championship lead with some solid results in Italy, Spain, and Belgium. Germany was outside the points, Brazil just P12. Pigeon in 13th place for Aston Martin, Majumdar in P14, at least managing to go faster than some cars. Guillermo in 15th place, racing for Etruria once again. Zygwin Eloxian in his home Grand Prix, making his second start of the season and his third overall. And Mr. Albono for MP Motorsports in P18. Here we go then, no curb on the inside of turn 1. I think the inside could be very strong, but it is quite a run down there. Nitro and Justin, here come the lights. Nitro and Justin with an even start. Ludwig going to the left to cover off Kozil, which leaves an opportunity for Laguno on the outside, and he does capitalize off that. Nitro, Justin, and Ludwig with a clean run heading onto the very, very wide back straight here. Laguno going to the outside. Many different entries possible there. Senna is having to scrap with Piggy, who started in P9, is up to 6th place, and on the inside of Paradrive in the S25M Williams, who wants to keep all these cars behind for Laguno to just focus on catching up to the Flying Dutchman, who wants to take the lead away from Nitro at the very start. Ludwig has now lost a position of the start too, with Tyne and Paradrive going side by side. Many drivers on the soft tires. Only Ludwig, in fact, is on the mediums in the top 10. And Justin is leading the Lausitz Grand Prix, as we call it, with Laguno only behind Nitro now as well. We go to the outside of the hairpin. The moves around the outside there are possible, a bit risky, but Nitro giving lots of room. Laguno doesn't then, going into this final very twisty chicane. We can't really call it chicane, but there's two of these sections, one coming up just right now as we fly through these first 3 corners, and Laguno trying to get a good line through them. Paradrive also catching up to Nitro at the back. Nitro just on the podium now, and we have the top 2 in the championship separated by nothing on lap 3 already. Justin not leaving much room for Laguno on the outside, Laguno on the inside this time in the hairpin. And we spread out a little bit, but it is Tyne, Toaster, Ludwig, Senna, and Joris. Everyone very close to the podium now. Toaster started down in 11th place. Very nice job by the second Minardi driver. They are still leading the championship by a long way, but Etruria and Williams have jumped one time, and Aston Martin. That was to be expected if the teams would recover at all. Yeah, especially Etruria only running with one consistent driver, I must say. Senna is the driver with the best average quali this season so far, 3.6 ahead of Justin and Nitro. But yeah, not too many consistent qualifiers this season, I have to say. It's been incredibly close. Only Nitro, as it seems. He might also just improve this stat right now. Now back to the action. We have Senna running across the grass in the entry to the second sector of this track, I could say. And Tyne is up in P5. He would definitely love to return to his amazing form that he's shown in the first 3 races, but he has lost the slipstream to the top 4. Paradrive up into 3rd place. Very much up in the fight for the win now, with Justin, Laguno, and Nitro. Joris maybe a bit out of shape. Oh, massively out of shape. Tyne, Senna, and Ludwig 3 wide. They maintain the 3 wide formation down the straight, though. Piggy no way through for him. Oh, and Ludwig drifting a bit wide or with some lag. And Senna actually still ends up as the leader of this train, with Toaster now also staying clear of them. Piggy to the outside. But it gets very tight on all the sections of the track that isn't a massively wide straight. I don't think there's any wider straights in the game. Oh, and Joris very much battling with top drivers of UMRL. Ludwig, of course, has already led races in the past. Sadly, it didn't work out for him this season so far. And Piggy, the autumn 2024 champion, now diving up the inside of him, and into P8 he goes, and into the pit lane, end of lap 7. The soft tires lasting 8 to 12 laps, so that is a big undercut, very unusual, but we all have the equal tires at the front of the field. Oh, and Joris maybe a bit too hot-headed, I should say. No, I'm not sure what's actually going on underneath his helmet right now, how he is feeling in his first race. We did have an interview in the pre-race show with Flack right now. Well, he seemed very relaxed, I would say. And goes into the pit lane as well now, together with Toaster, Senna, and Nitro. So that's, no, the graphic is saying Senna in the lead. I think the graphic is going to have a few issues in this race. Senna definitely not with a 10-second lead over Justin, who's in 0 stops. But many drivers are now opting for the medium tires. And that is, of course, Ludwig also staying out on his mediums, and his stint will still continue for a bit longer. Yeah, and here is Justin leaving the pit lane. He is, I can't really tell you in which position he is in. That must be, if we look at the map, P3 right now. Some drivers still staying out. Paradrive going through, zooming past Seguin on the back straight. Seguin sliding wide. He is racing for APA Racing Team today, so not Williams, where he is the reserve driver now. That Laguno has returned as the main driver, and that's Spyro also missing his braking point a little bit in turn 12, that is. Final section of the track, and he is down to 9th place. Still a good effort by all these drivers to stay in the fight for the points positions. Great performances by the rookies, and everybody really seems to be closely together. There's also Laguno, who has made his pit stop just ahead of his teammate Paradrive, who seems like he's attacking on the outside, but he is definitely not going to attempt any crazy dives because they have to get closer to Justin, and they also want to get the points in and, yeah, recover these 40 points in the team's championship. Definitely still possible. I would say there is no really like super dominant team that seems unbeatable like the Williams in season 6. But still, it's been Minardi clearly being there every weekend, which no other team has done so far. And so there's more drivers in the pit lane. That's Ludwig and Seguin, who have gone long on their stints. It's the end of lap 12. And this is Paradrive with Toaster. Toaster is up in the fight for the podium, maybe even. Paradrive onto the grass. But Toaster, yeah, not really pushing him. Paradrive just wanting it a bit too much here. Senna also passing Nitro here. I think Nitro might also be losing out, or at least he is no longer in the clear favorite for the podium, because there might just emerge a few more, including Toaster, who would be very happy with that. Senna just to the inside of Paradrive into turn 1. Not fighting that too much. You always kind of think, at least I raced an UMRL here, you always think about a move into turn 1. When you get to the inside, it's not too hard, but you never really feel safe doing that. Turn 1 is almost flat. I think it can be flat. But yeah, this track definitely posing some very unusual challenges for all the drivers. We have Tyne and Cosile going side by side into turn 1, but we skip further ahead to Senna, who is in 4th place, Toaster in 3rd, and Justin and Laguno clear in 1st and 2nd, but separated by a lot already. So Justin, with a massive effort by undercutting Laguno, I believe. And yeah, 4 seconds of a gap suddenly after the first pit stop phase. With Paradrive in 3rd, Senna 4th, and Toaster P5, Williams, Etruria, and Minardi, the top 3 in the team's championship. But it is only Williams and Etruria really closely together. We're just 2 points between them. Senna thinking about a move going into turn 6. Yeah, Paradrive's best result has been second place now in Belgium, which also was the last time that he raced. Apart from that, he's still not been in a fight for the win ever since, yeah, the Brazilian Grand Prix last season, where he dropped it onto the grass in the second to last lap. Paradrive maybe doing some very nice work for him and Laguno today, and he's just fighting with Senna. Maybe I should focus on that. Senna has actually passed him, but the medium tires already losing quite a lot of grip. Paradrive back past in turn 9, dips it on the grass again. And Senna just leaving enough space on the following straight into the hairpin. But to the outside on as we enter the oval section again, Senna just hitting the barrier a little bit, and that is surely going to be P3 again for Paradrive in turn 1. We have Seguin in that's 8th place. So Toaster has pitted for the second time. Yeah, was just wondering. Did Seguin do a crazy recovery now in the second stint? Of course, he was on the mediums at the start and is going to pit later as he's on the mediums again. And we see Justin already going for a second stop. Senna does so too. Paradrive carries on. And Laguno, of course, as well. Seguin diving down the outside of Tyne there. And Justin alone in P3 that is now. But I think that is Laguno. Yeah, just a 2-second gap between the Spaniard and the Dutchman. And Justin seems to have a clear edge in the German Grand Prix again, just like in round 1, where Laguno also came third. I think there was a penalty for him, if I remember correctly, which is why Sigmund Bob took second place. Oh, and Toaster's still going for it with Senna. Paradrive is not in the fight right now because he has already pitted. There is Nitro behind them on fresh hard tires. Joris in the 1x2 on old mediums, though. And it's all of them on fresh tires already, of course. So where is Paradrive? Paradrive in third. No, Paradrive is nowhere near this fight. What is going on in this race? Paradrive is still on old tires. Yeah, of course. It was Senna going for the undercut, sorry. So now we are going to see where he's going to come out. Senna has just had to fight with Toaster and Nitro. Nitro is in this fight. Paradrive isn't right now, but might be in a few laps, especially if they hold up each other for a bit longer. Nitro in the slipstream of Toaster. And this is Ludwig and Co-Seed in third and fourth. That's where they started, but I think that they are not in this battle right now. Oh, and at the very front of the field, Justin trying to attack Laguno at the end of lap 21, that is. But yeah, Laguno is just a pit stop behind, still defending from Justin. What else can he do? And that is Kozil passing Ludwig for third place right now. There's no chance of rain, so nothing to really help them stay ahead of Gago. Of course, that's behind them. And side by side between the two championship contenders, but it's not equal conditions right now for them. And Laguno goes into the pits for his second stop, and Justin is just charging past him with a lot more speed than him in the pit lane. Kozil and Ludwig and Laguno now right between them. Laguno has gone for fresh soft tires in the middle of this race. Oh, pushes Kozil into the wall. That's like at Curvello, where he forced Justin into the wall and lost second place through that, I believe, if that's correct. No, Justin. Oh, Justin pushed Laguno. I'm sorry. Laguno doing the thing that Justin did to him in Brazil, I should say. But yeah, Laguno with a 7.3, now 7.0, 6. Oh god. Gap to Justin, trying to regain some of that time on the fresh softs. So doing some proper qualifying laps right now. Really going for it, hugging the inside in turn 8. But yeah, that just means he's gonna have to pit earlier. It's yeah, it might still be his best shot, but that means very, very different strategies to the rest of the field. Now, back to the remaining podium spot. We have Ludwig and Seguin now going down the order, and we have Senna in third, a second ahead of Kozil, who is still carrying on his old tires. So yeah, Senna the favorite for that right now. Nitro in fourth place, that's going to be net four. In fifth place, that's going to be net fourth. Toaster, Pairdrive, and now we have Ludwig 2 seconds behind the Slovenian driver. And Spyro is in P17. Oh, something must have happened to him. He's also an old hearts. Yeah, there must have been some proper issues for him. Alexen in his home race is running in 14th place behind Mr. Obono, who has also gained a spot against Guillermo Pigeon, also with a... And Majumdar. They are all still in the race, but they are having some nightmare at the Lausitzring. Oh, and Kozil on the old tires. Seems like he touched the grass. We didn't see it. Nitro doesn't pass him. Paradrive and Toaster do. And Nitro may be sleeping on the two rivals for the podium. Passing him. Toaster regaining the place. Coming out of the last corner. And this is Joris behaving. Joris's car behaving very weirdly. Yeah, and that is a TP warning for the British driver. Now let me check. Has he won the UMRL race yesterday? I believe he has. Yes, from pole position. So congrats to Joris for doing that. He's the UMRL champion as well, working his way through the leagues quickly. He's got a main driver's seat at one time. So there really is a need for drivers right now. We see Kozil, we see Spyro, also Alexian. And the level is still staying very high, where we have some of the already well-known names all going for it today. For fourth place now, I must say though, because Senna is also clear in third right now. Pairdrive, Toaster, and Nitro still there with Ludwig waiting behind. Yeah, and Laguno still pushing on the soft tires. The gap has come down to 4 seconds, as it seems, but he's going to have to pit sooner. Of course, Justin did the undercuts. And he goes into the pit lane, yeah. Justin is the first one to pit, but Laguno's tire is not too quick anymore either. Yeah, might stay interesting, but 4 seconds of a gap. My task is to build some excitement, but I don't have too much hope, I must say. Justin has already shown that he can deliver some dominant drives in this league also when Laguno is racing, as Nitro passes Paradrive after an error in turn 2. You go flat through that section. It's a great feeling to get it right. But you definitely cannot sleep going into the first S section of the track. Toaster has gone for 3 stops already. Tyne only on 2. Senna down to P7 right now. Yeah, we see Ludwig and Seguin back in 4th and 5th. Paradrive also still carrying on old mediums. So it is another undercut by Senna and also by Toaster, as it seems. But Toaster is going for longer stints all the way throughout. He passes Tyne now. Probably an easy move here. Nitro still in the melee with Kozil and Tyne. Building up towards turn 9 on the outside. Nitro does get it done. And we skip further down and ahead. We have Senna and Seguin there. Seguin distracting the Brazilian a little bit. On his mediums, which are still okay. He might be able to go into soft tires at the end, but yeah, also has to do 3 stops at the end of the day. So yeah, is it different strategies? It is, especially for Laguno, who's gone for the soft tires. That time is now over, and we are going to see how much of a change that has actually had on the gap. Justin has gone for hards to the end of the race, so that's how he solves his problem of pitting earlier than Laguno. Laguno goes for soft tires again. 6 seconds. Justin sitting around on old hard tires. Can the two-time champion make another monstrous effort? And yeah, close up to the back of the Dutchman. Both of them on their own. Might not be the first time we see an incredible comeback by Laguno. He's done a last to first challenge already, but there's some very different circumstances, especially if, yeah, both of them are not fighting. And this is Nitro going to the inside, going towards turn 6. An easy move by him to take 6th place away from Toaster, who is coming back at him into turn 9 again. Nitro backing off there, taking the slipstream towards the hairpin. There's some good overtaking spots in this track, I still must say. Some of the corners not necessarily promoting clean action, I must say. But I like the hairpin, I like the special turn 1. Yeah, Toaster's Heart's also okay to fight. And Spyro out of the race then. Majumdar believes also retirement. Pigeon basically is too. But Spyro not finishing in his 4th race in the league. And Nitro and Toaster are going for net 4th place with Ludwig pitting. Sequence still going. Or the Gua. He told me it's the French one. That's the correct pronunciation, but Sequin is also okay, I think. Yeah, the gap at the front is still 4.67 between Justin and Laguno. Senna now doing a very, very calm job, just like George Russell 2022, who always just took podiums in the first races and didn't really get any recognition for that. But Senna on for his third podium in a row now, after there's been quite an unusual streak for him without one. Paradrive marching Nitro out of the way now. This fight maybe building up to its finale now. Not exactly the same conditions for any of them, as Ludwig is also catching up on fresh soft tires. Still some gaps between them. Toaster is leading the train. Pero in 5th place. Nitro, Ludwig, and Kozil right there, shooting to the inside in turn 3, that is. Both of them carrying the speeds. Do they want to fight or just get closer? I believe Kozil is and knows that Ludwig does have a lot of pace in hand on these tires right now. Pigeon weaving because he's in frame on camera. Yeah, Ludwig close to the fight for 4th place. This is Guillermo in 14th. Not going to score points for Etruria as it looks right now. And it's the 3rd race for Spyro, not the 4th race. Sorry, that was a very important correction. Paradrive is attempting a move on Toaster, maybe towards the hairpin. Maybe he's also going to wait heading into the first turn, because that might be an easier option, lining up a bit of a different line, cutting to the inside, and he will get the position if he just manages to block the path for Toaster a little bit, and he does so. Paradrive in 4th place. S25M Williams looking like a very happy team right here, but Toaster and the Minardi is also doing a fantastic job. Ludwig just behind them. Toaster going to the inside again. Paradrive and Toaster ahead of Ludwig. Where can the American driver attack? Doing the cutback, but then it's a very, very twisty section which starts to the right. Ludwig has cleared Toaster and will get Paradrive down the main straight as well. Almost back to where he started. Ludwig in 4th place, which is going to be his best result of the season by a long shot. I think his best result, his second best result ever, with Malaysia last season being his best. Paradrive still hanging on to it though. Toaster with the slipstream also having the chance to come back. Nitro in 7th place, still there. Seguin and Cozy a bit further behind and running over each other, tripping over each other, as we just saw. And that is Pair Drive with Ludwig squeezing him onto the grass in turn 1, or forcing him into the error, rather, I would say. Clean pass by Pair Drive. For 4th place, Toaster is here. Ludwig's tires losing grip here. He's still going to have the straight line advantage, but stays careful in this huge corner in the middle of the track. And we are on the second to last lap. We are going to see them. Oh, we're going to see Pair Drive bunch up here. And Toaster is right there. Nitro. This is the fight that we've been watching all race. 3 wide into turn 1. Nitro backing off again. Showing some patience, but it's the last lap of the race. Ludwig is in 4th place right now. All soft tires looking better than Pair Drive, but we look to the very front of the field where Justin brings the hard tires across. Laguno's effort not working at all, and it's a second dominant win for Justin in Germany. He wins the Lausitz Grand Prix and adds now 3 wins this season on top of the 3 that he's already had before. Laguno in 2nd place, and we are nearly 3 wide across the line with Pair Drive actually. And also Nitro getting the position over Ludwig. Pair Drive and Nitro have been fighting. Ludwig was catching up on the softs, but they came back with the tires to last longer. Seguin in 7th place, ahead of Kozil by 0.2 of a second. Toaster in P9 then only. And Tyne in 10th. And seems like Alexian got into the points in his home race late on. For APA Racing Team, Joris just inside them as well on debut. Guillermo not doing the same. Mr. Obono ahead of Piggy after Piggy started in P9. Pigeon in P16. Spyro and Majumdar, they have been pretty far back or out of the race. And so Justin actually gains points on Laguno for the first time since Hockenheim and is back in the championship lead by 4 points. Nitro and Senna jump Sigma Bob in the Drivers' Championship, and Senna has been banned from the Discord server and subsequently also from the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. I don't have to, and I'm not really able to, go into the details, but the bad news for Etruria Racing Team continue now. Look at the 2 drivers of them just being stranded at the top of the leaderboard, but listed there in brown as independent drivers and inactive drivers. Things changing quickly at these times. The new generation, which we've been seeing, also falling apart on some ends, but we still saw a lot of them going for it at the very front, including Pair Drive and Tyne, who are only 3 points apart from each other. Pair Drive has been given penalties. He's been defending a bit too aggressively for Laguno, kind of a Kevin Magnussen performance. So on the team side, yeah, it's been a clear win for Minardi still, with Toaster finishing just ahead of Pero in 8th place. Seguin then taking 6th place and the fastest lap today, but that of course for APA, and Ludwig rounding out the top 10. No big changes in the team's championship, but I believe the pecking order is still not fully settled as we go into the 7th race of the season, which will be our 7th race overall at the Autodromo José Carlos Pache in Brazil. Another Interlagos classic with 25% chance of rain might be waiting for you when the Ultimate Mobile Racing League returns. Thank you for watching.